Salutations, Scuba Believer. Do you have a dream of becoming an entrepreneur, but don't know where to start or even what to do? Where can I gather information quickly about what's in my zone of genius? Don't worry, Scuba Believers. I got you covered. Go to tuepodcast.net/AI prompt and check out an amazing set of AI prompts that will give you ideas, information, and articles to help you get across that start line. Once again, go to tuepodcast.net/AI prompt to get you started now. Good luck, Scuba Believer. Hello there, Scuba Believer. Hey, if you're anything like me, I am just so tired of going from screen to screen to screen, trying to figure out my analytics for all my social medias and trying to figure out where I can put any and all my energies to get as much reach as I can. Well, I think I've finally found the solution. Elementary analytics. That's right, elementary analytics. Now, at a single press of a button, I can see all my social media analytics from Google to Twitter to Facebook, all my important information all on one screen. All on one screen. Can you believe it? And if you really needed to, you could print charts for any possible meetings you might have. If you want to learn more about this amazing program, go to tuepodcast.net/EA for a 14-day free trial with no credit card needed. That's tuepodcast.net/EA for a 14-day free trial. Try it right now and see what it can do for you. Undiscovered Entrepreneur, episode number 24. The numerology meaning of the number 24 is associated with hard work and determination. That's kind of fitting, isn't it?
It's just important to know that you already made it. You know, your journey of life is just making it. And so whatever you can do to fulfill your goals, I think it could be mentally unhealthy and toxic to kind of measure success because success looks different for everyone. And so for mine, it's really just doing what I love, loving myself, being happy with the life that I created, and making memories and lasting positive impacts on others' lives.
Welcome to the Undiscovered Entrepreneur, the podcast where brand new entrepreneurs come to life and could quite possibly be discovered. Join me, DJ Scoob, and the rest of the Scoob Believers as we help these new businesses become a reality. And now, away we go! Hello, Scuba Believers, and welcome to an episode number 24, an amazing number 24. I can't believe we got it this far. Every time I come onto this show, I'm just in awe by being able to say, I'm on to the next show, I'm on to the next show, and we're on 24, and we're moving on from 24 on. So it's all been just an amazing experience, and I'm glad you're taking this experience with me. So I just wanted to take a second here and just say thank you so much for including me in your ears right now. And, you know, taking the journey with me, watching me grow and watching my audience grow and all that great stuff. So thank you so much. All right. So our episode today is with a social media manager named Alyssa. Now, Alyssa, she's a very, very young entrepreneur. She's actually only 22 years old. But I kind of think starting that young is actually a great asset to have. That way you have plenty of time to understand where you're going in your entrepreneur adventure. And I only wish I could say that I started at 22 years old. That way I'd be, and who knows how much further I'd be along right now. Also, her family history. She has a great family history of entrepreneurs, including her mother. Make sure you listen for that because she talks so highly about her mother and her entrepreneur adventure as well. And how much Alyssa really believes in herself and her abilities and being able to help other people in their social medias. So at this point, let's go ahead and listen to Alyssa Creets. Salutations, Scuba Believers, and we are here again with another amazing, brand spanking new entrepreneur. Today we're here with Alyssa. Hi, Alyssa.
Hi. Excited to be here.
All right. So great to have you on the Undiscovered Entrepreneur. Now I have a really serious kind of question to ask you. Okay, Alyssa?
I'm ready.
All right. Are you a school believer?
100% a school believer.
All right. Yes, have our next school believer, everybody. Thank you so much, Alyssa. I really appreciate you. Okay, so what I'd like to do here is if you could just tell me a little bit about what your entrepreneur adventure is, how long you've been doing it for, and what it's all about.
Yeah. So I started my business about 8 months ago. So I'm a social media manager, which basically means that I manage small businesses' social medias by creating original content, using their individual marketing material, creating the verbiage, captions, promoting their message and vision to their audience. Really, what kind of got me started into this is I started marketing a while ago. Almost 4 years ago when I first started college. And it wasn't what I planned on majoring in. I actually have my associates in hospitality management and my bachelor's degree in management, leadership, and business. But on the way of my educational journey, I really found that I loved social media marketing through experiences, opportunities that I had. And so I kind of just stuck with it and I love it.
And here we are, right?
And here we are.
It's amazing how you could start one particular thing that you really thought you were going to do and then just end up somewhere else completely. I mean, that's kind of what happened to me too with my podcast. I started out as wanting to be a karaoke DJ and a music DJ. Suddenly I'm doing podcasting. Don't know exactly how that worked out, but it's awesome that even though it's not exactly where you wanted to start, but because you took that step, you actually ended up somewhere much better and much greater for yourself than where you would have started. So that's a great thing. And thank you for letting us know how you got started. That was actually my next question, but you beat me to it. So thank you very much. That's all right.
Yes.
So if you could, I know you said you've only been doing this for about 8 months, but when you were getting started, did you have any problems or pitfalls or kind of things that kind of like, oh, why is this happening to me? Did anything like that happen to you?
Yeah. So it was probably when I left my previous job as a social media manager for a new venue. So I worked for an entrepreneur. I have a lot of entrepreneurs in my family. And so I was kind of, going, what can I do? What can I start? And after I saw that I was really good at social media, I kind of wanted to take that journey. And the one thing that kind of I felt pressure was being young. I'm only 22. And starting your business at 22, I feel you still get that kind of backlash of, oh, you're too young, or, like finish school as I did, but some people don't always choose to go through school. And so it was that constant battle of kind of just, accepting that this is what I'm being called for. And then also getting people to believe in me and believe in my authority and my experience at such a young age. And so that has been a challenge that I've run into. And really how I got through that was going towards mentorship and also just hearing the support and belief that other people have in me and just believing in myself. And that's really helped me get through that struggle. Another struggle that it is today in society is that social media is such a big platform, it's such a big industry. And so how can I be unique in that? And so I've had to really get into this thing of don't compare yourself to other businesses because your journey is your own and really owning what you're creating. And that's what's so great about being an entrepreneur is that you created it, it's your own, and you just have to believe in it. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really big thing too, is being able to believe in yourself, even though you have some backlash about, you're young. I get that. I understand. I'm not exactly young anymore, but we're not going to go there. But I've got to tell you, starting young is probably one of the best things you could do for yourself because you have more time. I mean, I started my entrepreneur adventure when I was a little bit older, and that's okay. I'm okay and cool with that. But I can only imagine how far along I would be if I started when I was like your age.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel when you're younger, you have this certain urgency. I know I do. It kind of fills me and, helps me fulfill my goals and my dreams. And so I kind of just run with it. And I feel that there is a purpose and I'm meant to fulfill it. So I'm going for it.
That's what you go for it. I want you to go for it. That's what it's all about. All right.
Yes.
And another thing too, is you mentioned mentors. Mentors is a big subject for me. Being able to find somebody else that's taken the adventure that can help you along, not necessarily do exactly what they do, but have the influence and kind of take the experience they've had and kind of meld it into your own experiences and make it your own. I love mentors. A lot of my podcasts, we talk about mentors. In one of my podcasts, Esprit Devora, I don't know if you know who that is or not, but she's amazing. I had her on my podcast pretty recently, and she told me about score.org, which is a free website you can go to find a mentor, and all they're really doing is just giving back to the community. So there's no cost involved. So if you're if you're looking for a mentor, that's really a great source to check out. Also, and I think the one main thing that really kind of sticks out to me is being able to compare yourself to yourself. A lot of times when you're starting a brand new entrepreneur adventure, you want to emulate those people, but you don't want to kind of like, it's kind of really hard to explain. You want to follow them, but at the same time, you don't want to copy them. You just want to take the best experiences they've had and work it into yourself. So don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to a week ago. Compare yourself to a month ago. That way you can actually track your own progress and not somebody else's. So
yeah, I completely agree.
All right. And speaking of mentors, I know we talked about that. I know you've only been doing this for a little while, and now you are a little bit young. But do you have any mentors or somebody that you actually follow or emulate to kind of push you along in your entrepreneur adventure?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, my family had started a real estate business for so long ago. And my grandmother, I like to say I was born by a village of women, because my grandmother, my mother, and my aunt have been my true inspirations of what strong woman leadership looks like, as well as following your career and your dreams. And just seeing them on their path, it really inspired me that I can do anything. And they've always told me, you can do anything you put your mind to, just believe in it and go for it. And they're my biggest supporters and my influences in my life. My aunt is actually the director of development for Women in Leader Sports, which is an amazing organization that helps women and supports and empowers them in their leadership positions. And so she is someone that I've always looked to, and her path is she's always been athletic director, and she's very strong in her career. And she really inspires me to be more than I ever thought I could be.
That's amazing. You got such a strong background in mentors and that kind of thing. You can't do anything but succeed at this point.
Yeah, I've got to, because, they gave me everything. So how could I not?
That's right. And what's your aunt's name, if you don't mind me asking?
Yes, my aunt's name is Kristen Kreitz, and she is amazing. So, yes.
That's fantastic. All right. Okay, so I'm going to transition to the next question here. And like I said before, I know you've only been doing this for a little while, but when will you know you've made it? When do you think you've made it to that final point? And I know you're young, but it's always something great to think about when you're in your entrepreneur adventure. When do you think you've made it? What does that look like to you?
Sure. So for me, it's really just about making positive impacts in either one life or many. It's just important to know that you already made it. Your journey of life is just making it. And so whatever you can do to fulfill your goals, I think it could be mentally unhealthy and toxic to kind of measure success, because success looks different for everyone. And so for mine, it's really just doing what I love, loving myself, being happy with the life that I created, and making memories and lasting positive impacts on others' lives.
Fantastic. That's awesome. That's very similar to mine too, because my made it moment is when somebody comes up to me and says, "Hey, aren't you DJ Scoob?" And I'd say, "Yeah." And says, "Well, thank you so much. You've really touched me. I listened to the episode with Alyssa. You guys really made a difference in my life. Thank you so much." And that's really what I'm looking for.
Yes, I agree.
Money aside, that's definitely the one thing I'm really, really looking forward to if I ever touch that life. So that's amazing. Thank you so much for that, Alyssa.
Yeah.
All right. So if you just happen to come across someone that wants to do the same entrepreneur adventure as you, the social media networking, things of that nature,
Mm-hmm.
what steps would you have them take? What would you tell them to do? What kind of advice would you give them?
Yeah, I would just let them know that there are going to be a lot of other people in this industry. So just finding where you're unique and finding your niche. Each social media that you work with are different brands. They have different styles and different ways of communicating to their audience and their clientele. So just being able to really master that and differentiate yourself from others in the field is truly important. I would also say just, follow trends, but don't copy others' design styles because that's really important to do. And I recommend becoming your own boss. I just know that when you have your own company, you do have more creative freedom to kind of course, with the, discretion of the client, but you do have more freedom to schedule or make your own schedule or management. So that's nice rather than having to follow another company that's already kind of created their rules and regulations.
All right. That's great. That's good information there. Niching down is really super important. You'll hear me mention niching down a couple times in my podcast where you want to niche down, but then you want to niche down again. Then you want to niche down till it hurts. I heard that in the podcast. To where you get to that one point where you can be the authority on that one thing. And then when you get that down, then you spread out into other things. That way you have that one thing to always fall back on that you're really, really good at. And more people will come to you if they know that's what your exact niche is. I mean, it sounds interesting. You don't want to be just like, my brain stopped. I'm so sorry. I had it. It was there and it was gone. No, okay.
Yep. I was waiting for it. The anticipation.
So you don't want to do just like a marathon runner. You want to do a marathon runner that's for people that are over 50. Or you want to do a marathon runner for people over 50 that have a condition or something like that, where you niche down to that one thing that really makes a big difference. And that's really important.
Yeah.
All right. So if I were to look for a social media manager like yourself, and I have you, but I have two other social media managers that are kind of like competing for my business, what would set you apart from these other two?
Yeah, I like to say that the values that kind of give me a competitive edge over other consultants is my dynamic view and passion for spreading awareness of small businesses. I bring my positive mindset, organized workflow, vision-driven, effective and strategic management, and originality to every post that I create. Each post has purpose and value in developing an overall brand and staying consistent with your business mission.
Alyssa, you've practiced that, haven't you?
A little bit.
A little bit. That's a great. That really sounds like a great little elevator pitch. I really enjoy that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
You're hired. All right. So yeah, setting yourself apart in that aspect, the passion that you have that I can definitely feel from here, really will set you apart from everybody else that I've come across. So that's awesome. All right. So I'm going to ask you one question here, and this is definitely my favorite question I always like to ask.
Okay.
What is the one question you wish I would have asked you but didn't? I always miss one really good question. They're like, oh, I was so ready to answer this question. He never asked it. What's that one question?
Yeah, I think that my one question would be, what impact do you see making on this industry or for others or who are choosing to be an entrepreneur yourself? What set you on this path, or why did you choose this path?
Ooh, I like that question. Okay, Alyssa, I'm officially asking you that question. What's the answer?
Okay, so I do feel that an impact I'm striving for is to motivate, inspire, mold, and develop and guide the leaders of tomorrow. I really want to kind of crash down that narrative and show the youth that you have so much power in this world. And that can be through our words and our platforms, especially through social media. That's one of the main benefits of having social media in this world, is creating a platform for something important, such as transformational change in this world, whatever you want to see, be that tomorrow. And that's really what I'm creating my own podcast called Lead the Way by Alyssa Renee. And it's a homage to this idea. My episodes are kind of filled with Q&As of transformational leaders and their fields, their origin story, their leadership styles, their path, their challenges. And I'm hoping that that will help mold and grow the leaders of tomorrow just by giving them the tools and the resources and call to actions that can help them get there.
Fantastic. Congratulations on the podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's so great. Ladies and gentlemen, School Believers, we're going to make sure to put a link to her podcast. So if you want to listen to Alyssa and see what she has going on there, make sure you take a listen, okay?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so I really like this one. In the next 6 months, I like setting 6-month goals for ourselves. So in the next 6 months, Alyssa, where do you see yourself in your business?
Yeah, I definitely see my social media platform growing as a social media manager, getting some more clients on my belt because I'm ready to accept new clients. So if anyone's looking for that, I also am just trying to get my podcast out, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. And I am in the works of, I'm actually getting my master's in organizational communication. And with that, I am writing a leadership book about women leaders in the society today. And so I am working on all of those projects. So I'm hoping to get a good leg on that in the next 6 months.
All right, fantastic. So, let's see if we can pin a number down. I mean, are you going to? When do you think you'll have that book done? Will you think you'll have the book done in 6 months?
I don't. I'm thinking that I'm starting my master's. And so what I'll probably be doing through that process is creating it with the research and all of the help that I can get for it. And then hopefully throughout my master's, I can get that published.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'd like to do with you, Alyssa, is the next 6 months, I'd like to follow up with you.
Yeah.
And see if we've reached any of those goals that we've set for ourselves for the next 6 months. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
All right. Alyssa, this has been a fantastic, fantastic podcast. I really enjoy your enthusiasm, and your personality is amazing. And I really look forward to seeing where you end up in the next 6 months.
Thank you. I really appreciate being on your show. I love what you're doing for entrepreneurs and, just creating a community. I think it's very nice to help support each other because we're all on the same journey, but different paths.
All right, Alyssa, if you could do me a favor and just tell us how we want to get a hold of you, if we want to have you in our social medias and help us out with our social medias or even listen to the podcast, how do we get a hold of you? Yeah,
so my main email is t.socialbutterfly with an I instead of a Y @gmail.com. And that's also the name of my Instagram minus the .com.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Alyssa, thank you so much, School Believers. Make sure you stay tuned for the wrap up, okay? All right, everybody, have a good evening. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, School Believer, that was Alyssa Creets. Boy, she was great to be able to talk to. It's so interesting to be able to listen to her energy and her being able to say what she has to say. You know for a fact she practices that over and over again to make it sound that good. So, but it's something to think about too, is putting together your own elevator pitch. Talk about your business in a really succinct way in a short amount of time. And that's why they call it an elevator pitch, because you only have a few seconds to kind of get your point across of what you're trying to accomplish as a salesperson or however you want to do it. Make sure you listen to her podcast, Lead the Way, and we're going to put that into the show notes. So you can just click on that and it goes straight there so you can listen to what Alyssa has to say about her entrepreneur adventure and the people that she talks to. All right, I'm going to do something here which I'm really, really excited about. And we are actually starting to get some 5-star reviews. So I'm going to just kind of say a couple things here. First of all, I want to say thank you to Health_Coach, Bob the Music Dog, Play It Again Chris, and Twitter Pop. Thank you so much for the 5-star reviews. And it's amazing to know that anybody's even listening at this point. But thank you so much, y'all, for giving me 5-star reviews, and hope the best for all of you. One more person, actually, it's not a person, it's an entire country. That's right, it's an entire country that I want to thank. I've actually been getting rated in Uruguay. All right, Uruguay, thank you so much for all being Scoop believers. Keep listening, Uruguay. I really appreciate everything that you're doing, and I love you, Uruguay. Thank you very much. So at this point, I just wanted to say that I am going to probably in the next episode or two, I've finally come up with a really solid idea for a solo episode. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And I also just want to say thank you so much for listening all the way through. And we're just going to go ahead and do this. If you want to get a hold of me, please contact me with any questions or comments or anything that you want to talk about the entrepreneur adventure that you're carrying through. I'm going to do this too, and I just want to let you all know that I have started doing some actual coaching, and I'm doing some free coaching right now for a couple people just so I can get my feet wet and kind of understand how it all works. And I've decided that in these coachings I am recording, and there's probably more than likely going to be featuring these coachings on my show. So not only will you be getting entrepreneurs and their experiences in building their entrepreneur adventure, but we're going to kind of take a behind the scenes look at what I can do to actually physically help them and talk to them and maybe point them a little bit of a direction on how to, improve, move on, get to the next level of their entrepreneur adventure. So you want to subscribe to the Undiscovered Entrepreneur, hit that subscribe button that's wherever it is on the on iTunes or on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts, and hit the 5-star if you really want to support me. Also, let's keep in mind too that if you really like what I'm doing and you want to contribute on helping me help other entrepreneurs and kind of spur them along in their entrepreneur adventure, I do have a Patreon that you can subscribe to. We have support from $3 a month for just basic support to a special show that I've put together called Behind the Box, which is basically a behind-the-scenes look at my podcast, kind of looking from a different angle. And there is extra content in those that I don't have in the normal podcast that you're listening to right now. So if you want to go in there and take advantage of that, all the way up to actual coaching and one-on-ones with me, DJ Scoob, and helping you in your entrepreneur adventure. If you want to get hold of me for anything, you could contact me on my Twitter. I'm always active on my Twitter at DJ Scoob. That's SKOOB 2021. You could always email me at uepodcast2021@gmail.com. And please visit my website at uepodcast.net. And if you go to the resources page, all my resources of everything that I've read, tools that I use in my entrepreneur adventure are all listed right there. And if you'd like to take advantage of that, you can use that. And remember, this podcast is for you. This is your podcast. I want to make sure I can talk to you and understand what you'd like to hear. And if you want to be featured on the podcast, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. I'm actually looking for more interviewees. If you have a business that's less than a year old, please contact me in any of the aforementioned places, and we can discuss maybe having you on the show. Now, don't worry, if you're a little bit longer than a year in your business, I will still be able to have a spot for you. Still looking for experienced entrepreneurs too. So, all right, this has gone way too long, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of wrap it up here. Thank you so much for listening. And if you want to listen just a little bit longer, I am still learning Spanish. So we have that coming on. If not, we will definitely see you in the next show where we have episode 25. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Hello there. DJ Scoob here. And I just want to personally say thank you for listening to my program. I really hope you learned something. Tune in 2 weeks to listen to another brand new entrepreneur. And remember, I can, I am, I will, and I'm doing it today.
El pasaporte.
El pasaporte. The passport. All right.
El taxi.
El taxi. The taxi. It's amazing how some of these are very similar.
Un taxi.
Un taxi. A taxi.
El teléfono.
El teléfono. The telephone. They're so close to English.
La maleta.
Except for that one. La maleta.
La maleta.
La maleta. The suitcase. It's the only one that's left.
Mi pasaporte.
Mi pasaporte. My passport.
Mi teléfono.
Mi teléfono.
Teléfono.
There we go.
Mi maleta.
Mi maleta. My suitcase.
Mi taxi.
Mi taxi. Try it again. Mi taxi. There we go.
Yo necesito agua.
Yo necesito agua. I need water.
Por favor.
Por favor. Please. Match the tapping pairs. Suitcase is maleta.
Maleta.
Man is hombre. I is yo. Girl is niña. I am is soy.
Soy.
How do you say please? Por favor. I usually say por favor. Necesito mi pasaporte, por favor.
Yo necesito un teléfono.
I need a phone. Yay. All right, we did it. Ta-da. As a worker of 2 full-time jobs, running a podcast and coaching, every minute counts in my day-to-day. It's hard to be consistent in any of my social medias. And at this point, I cannot hire a social media manager. Pinnacle AI to the rescue! I've been using Pinnacle AI for a couple of weeks now. I've seen big improvements in my outreach and consistency in all my social medias. Do you want to save time and increase your productivity too? Go to tuepodcast.net/AI for more information. Save yourself time and grow your brand. Try it now and see what it can do for you.